The past 24 hours have been absolutely insane for the cryptocurrency sector, however. A significant portion of what has been happening has been pushed under the rug due to larger news that is now making headlines, such as the interview between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. However, around the time that this was taking place, JP Morgan, Coinbase, and a number of other enormous investment firms made some enormous announcements that are going to be absolutely incredible for XRP. We are going to discuss everything that has been mentioned. Please click the like button, and then we can begin with this, all right? The cryptocurrency known as Ripple, also known as XRP, is the nerve center of all of these enormous industries, all right? Let me introduce myself as Ripple. It is going to connect the banking industry to all of the government regulatory bodies, to all of the largest enterprises in the world, to the World Bank, and of course to FedNow. This is something that you can see for yourself. This is what Ripple is doing, and at the same time, it is going to be involved in CBDCs, decentralized finance, Flare, and a great deal of other things, all right? Wait until you see what I am about to demonstrate to you in the video that I am going to show you today if you thought that XRP was large right now. First and foremost, I would like to bring to your attention that there has been a notable development in this regard, and that is the fact that Bitnomial is going to be launching USD futures, which will be referred to as XEs. There are already a large number of hedge funds that are beginning to develop these investment products for XRP, and this is the first of many that will be created. While we are all waiting for exchange-traded funds ETFs, which we are all aware of without a doubt, this is going to be the most significant of all the various investment products. This is a positive development. It is demonstrating that there is sufficient regulatory clarity as of right now for all of these enormous companies to begin applying for this. And yes, the XRP case will be resolved very soon, which is something that we will discuss in a little bit. But with that in mind, there are some more significant things taking place behind the scenes. To begin, there have been significant shifts in the government, right? During the most recent discussion between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, Elon Musk expressed his desire to manage a government expenditure efficiency commission. Donald Trump was also present during this interview. The reason for this is that, in general, when there are extraordinarily huge deficits in government expenditure, it contributes a lot to inflation. This is the reason why this is the case, mainly due to the fact that the government is spending a significant amount of money, which is then put back into circulation, which ultimately results in a decrease in the value of all of our currency. To add insult to injury, the current administration, with its enormous deficits, has been a significant contributor to all of the inflation that we have witnessed. In a nutshell, this has resulted in a great deal of harm to the economy, as well as a great deal of damage to assets such as XRP, Bitcoin, and a great deal of other investments. Taking all of this into consideration, it is imperative that we do this if we truly want to see a healthier economy. It is something that we will unquestionably require in the future, in order to change, and if this does wind up happening, it is going to be a significant change. Now, with regard to hedge funds, huge venture capitalists, and other such entities, we have just observed that DRW Venture Capital has disclosed stakes of $150 million in Ethereum exchange-traded funds ETFs. This is completely ridiculous. Not only is $150 million in any asset class a significant amount of money, but when it is only invested in ETH exchange-traded funds ETFs, this is a very encouraging sign for the future of ETFs and the cryptocurrency sector as a whole. We can see that the United States has gotten off to a rather sluggish start with the second crypto-based exchange-traded fund ETF. On the other hand, it just reported more than $4.9 million in net inflows on Thursday, and in addition, it witnessed Ether ETF provider Grayscale finally stop a 14-day outflow run, which is an indication that the product is beginning to turn around. To put this into perspective, ladies and gentlemen, this is precisely the moment when Bitcoin began to see a turnaround in performance. Bitcoin subsequently proceeded to skyrocket to new all-time highs, which we witnessed quite clearly. I am expecting that we are going to be witnessing a significant quantity of inflows in an extremely short length of time. And naturally, throughout this time period, DRW will reveal its holdings of ETH because its products are doing so well. Despite the fact that Ethereum's exchange-traded fund ETF was launched more than 2 weeks ago to a range of reactions, institutional interest in the product has not been diminished. A new filing has shown that DRW Venture Capital has disclosed ownership of $150 million in Ethereum exchange-traded funds ETFs. The fact that they are currently exposing it is the reason why this is such a significant event. They are so certain that the markets are going to move in a favorable way in the near future that they are able to say with absolute certainty that it is acceptable for them to discuss it in public at this time. And this is going to generate a bullish sentiment, particularly once all of this other significant news that we have just witnessed kind of recedes into the background and new news stories like these ones begin to get picked up by the media. Consequently, I believe that the present moment is an excellent opportunity to get a little bit ahead of the herd here. Immediately begin purchasing substantial quantities of Ethereum in preparation for the enormous amount of price motion that we might be able to observe here. Over the course of the next several months, I have a very strong belief that the price of an Ethereum coin will rise to a level that is greater than $6,000 per coin. In other words, we will have to wait and watch what exactly takes place, but I am forecasting that Ethereum and XRP will see a super cycle of elections. Therefore, I believe that both of them are a pretty good bargain at the moment. In addition, I would like to offer only a brief update on my positions. I would want to mention this immediately. It is now official that I have closed out all of the long positions that I had on Margex, including the ones that I built up more recently, and that I did on stream. I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware that as soon as possible, I will be opening up another position on Margex. For this reason, make sure to keep your eyes open and ring the notification bell. In addition, if you are interested in opening up that position with me, you may sign up by using the link that I have provided below. I will be announcing it in a video. Now, let's return to the topic of the article. In light of all that has been discussed up until this point, it is clear that Coinbase is now engaged in a number of significant fights with the Securities Exchange Commission SEC. Alright, and there are some major warnings that are being issued here, as well as some really significant things that are taking place that we need to pay attention to because they will surely have a significant influence. In the event that you are unfamiliar with the name Paul Grewal, he is the Chief Legal Officer, also known as the KLO of Coinbase. In addition to that, he has lately made a significant comment on Twitter that has begun to garner a lot of attention. Today, Coinbase has submitted yet another set of objections to SecGov regarding the agency's intention to broaden the definition of exchange. This is what he has said. In a nutshell, the proposal put forth by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is devoid of any critical analysis, is founded on irrational assumptions, fails to demonstrate that there is any problem that requires regulation, and grossly exaggerates the so-called benefits of the proposal. At the absolute least, it ought to be rewritten and withdrawn from consideration. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) did not collect any fundamental information or carry out any economic study about the impact that the plan would have on DEXs. However, it proceeded with its irrational assumptions anyway. Not only may it have severe repercussions for the millions of people in the United States who deal with digital assets, but it could also be detrimental to innovation in the rapidly expanding DEX sector. Therefore, the Securities and Exchange Commission ought to refrain from extending this proposed rule to DEXs in its current form. On top of that, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) begins with the presumption that there is a problem with the industry that requires rectification, but it fails to provide evidence that the problem actually exists. That is not the way that you should go about setting rules. It is recommended that the idea be retracted and revised at the very least. Our remarks have been carefully considered by the SEC, which is something that we are grateful for. In addition, I would like to bring to your attention the fact that over the course of Coinbase's history, the SEC has not been involved in any disputes or disagreements. However, what we are beginning to observe is that all of the largest exchanges, including all of the top DEX, are exhibiting a great deal more confidence now that they have witnessed Ripple's triumph against the SEC. The fact that XRP is giving all of these enormous corporations the opportunity to now fight back against this corrupt institution is a big victory for the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. This is because the SEC will be forced into surrender as a result of the legal challenges and pressure that are becoming increasingly common. They will no longer be able to misuse their power, which is especially important considering that Donald Trump has stated that he is going to remove Gary Gensler from his position.